Good morning. Today is Thursday, April 9th, and I am here to do our daily devotional. Today is Maundy, Thursday. Devotional comes from John chapter 13, verses 1 through 17, and 31b through 35. It was just before the Passover feast. Jesus knew that the time had come for him to leave this world and go to the Father. Having loved his own who were in the world, he now showed them the full extent of his love. The evening meal was being served, and the devil had already prompted Judas Iscariot, son of Simon, to betray Jesus. Jesus knew that the Father had put all things under his power, and that he had come from God and was returning to God. So he got up from the meal, took off his outer clothing, and wrapped a towel around his waist. After that, he poured water into a basin and began to wash the disciples' feet, drying them with the towel that was wrapped around him. He came to Simon Peter, who said to him, "Lord, are you going to wash my feet?" Jesus replied, "You do not realize now what I am doing, but later you will understand." "No," said Peter, "you shall never wash my feet." Jesus answered, "Unless I wash you, you have no part with me." "Then, Lord," Simon Peter replied, "not just my feet, but my hands and my head as well." Jesus answered, "A person who has had a bath needs only to wash his feet. His whole body is clean, and you are clean, though not every one of you." For he knew who was going to betray him, and that was why he said not everyone was clean. When he had finished washing their feet, he put his clothes and returned to his place. "Do you understand what I have done for you?" he asked them. "You call me teacher and Lord, and rightly so, for that is what I am. Now that I, your Lord and teacher, have washed your feet, you should also wash one another's feet. I have set an example that you should do as I have done for you. That I tell you the truth, no servant is greater than his master, nor is a messenger greater than the one who sent him. Now you know these things, you will be blessed if you do them." Moving on to 31. Now the Son of Man is glorified, and God is glorified in him. If God is glorified in him, God will glorify the Son in himself, and will glorify him at once. "My children, I will be with you only a little longer. You will look for me. And just as I told the Jews, so I tell you now, where I am going, you cannot come. A new commandment I give to you. Love one another as I have loved you. So you must love one another. By this, all men will know that you are my disciples, if you love one another." The devotional comes from Christ in Our Home, the large print edition. It is written, oh, that's the wrong page. It is written, this devotional was written by, here we are, Jennifer Oman Rodriguez. She's a writer and a student at Luther Seminary in St. Paul, Minnesota. She lives with her sons in North Liberty, Iowa. She's a member of Gloria Dei Lutheran Church and the Just Church worshiping community, both in Iowa City. Every night after dinner, I clean up. Many evenings I have help, but the last crumbs, the final wiping down, the leftovers to store in the fridge usually fall to me. Most nights I don't mind. The quiet of the kitchen, previously noisy, with clanging pots and talkative people, calms me. As I watch morsels of our meals swirl down the drain, I feel a sense of redemption, as if those bits of food contain the hurts of the day that I can now send away. Things I can forgive and be forgiven for. Today, Jesus tells his disciples to wash feet, wash away the day's leftover grime. Some plain old dirt falls into the basin. Some sins of everyday living rinse off as well. And by the power of Jesus in his disciples then and now, we can wash each other's hearts in forgiveness and love. As instruments of God's grace, we can free one another to begin anew. Then we can go out from our familiar circle of friends and share Christ's love with the world. If you would like any additional readings on today's devotional, you can take a look at Exodus chapter 12, verses 1 through 4, and then also 11 through 14. Psalm 116, verses 1 and 2, and 12 through 19, and 1 Corinthians 11, 23 through 26. Our prayer concerns for today are those struggling to forgive a hurt. Pray with me, please. Gracious God, help me to love and forgive others as Jesus has taught and done for me. In his name, amen. I hope you enjoy your day. We will be live tonight at 7 p.m. for a Maundy Thursday service. I hope you can join us. God's blessings.